Hey there guys, welcome back to Anthony Reviews, where Anthony reviews. And as you can see here, it is time for the action figure collection tour. For those of you who are new to the channel, I do this pretty much the beginning of every year, end of January, early February time. And it is that time of year, of course. So if you've seen my previous videos, this will be a little bit different. I kind of just want to go ahead and take this opportunity to spice it up a bit, give it a bit more flair than me just holding the camera, talking, and I figured I'd put a little bit more oomph into it. So I certainly hope you guys enjoy. We have quite the collection to go through, honestly. As you can see through these preview images, I've got quite a bit of a collection, and my girlfriend has quite a bit of a collection too. It's the beauty of being a couple and being able to collect together. You gather a lot of different items and things, whether it be for superheroes or, cartoon characters or even movies. So I certainly hope you guys enjoy our look at our collection here because, boy howdy, do we love collecting it. So we're starting off here with something that is not toys whatsoever. It is actually some of my girlfriend's books. This is just over by the entranceway. She likes to read. This is nowhere near her full collection. But if you like books, here are some books that my girlfriend owns. So enjoy. But here we are with the sort of main collection here in the living room. We have my DC Universe Classics collection. Obviously, being a huge fan of Mattel's DC Universe Classics, if you've got DC Universe Classics, you've got to have a Justice League. So here we have my Justice League display, consisting of pretty much the members that you would think of when thinking of a Justice League, I would say. Don't have them all. There's tons of characters I still want, but, you're never done collecting. Same could be said with the Teen Titans here. Now, this is sort of a mostly Teen Titans with a little bit of extra stuff you can see back there. But like I mentioned, mostly Teen Titans. I've got some DC Multiverse from Mattel and some, mainly DC Universe Classics, but the line obviously goes on for so long, and you've got modern versions, classic versions. I've got some other members back there, just various DC Universe characters that don't really deserve their whole shelf, but they can kind of fit in where we need them. Then a shelf below, we've got more DC figures, more character specific. We've got the Bat Family. We've got various Bat Family characters with some alternate versions of Batman up there as well. So pretty cool, like that. Then we have the Lanterns. For those of you who know me, I'm a big Green Lantern fan and a Lantern Corps fan. So we have the sort of brightest day crew, sort of here together. I like that. Then following that, we have Superman. Nice little collection here of the reign of the Supermen with more alternate versions of Superman back there in the darkness, like Kingdom Come, New 52, just kind of showing some alternate takes on the character. And of course, you can't have some heroes without villains. We have just villains, I guess. There's some Suicide Squad members, there's the Legion of Doom, of course. I wish I had more villains, honestly. I really wish I did, because a lot of the more iconic ones, like Grodd and Giganta, they're more expensive now. But I still have a nice little selection of Batman villains, of course. The ones you would think of, and a big Killer Croc, so that's good too, I guess. Then we have the Deathstroke Nightwing shelf. I am in the boat that Deathstroke is Dick Grayson's enemy, I guess you could say. His Joker, his Lex Luthor. And so I like to pair these two off in their own little shelf here. I love Slade Wilson. I think he's a great character. And I can say the same thing about Dick Grayson. He is one of my favorite characters in the DC Universe. Both of these guys are. And that's why I have a nice little collection of them together, because I think it's appropriate that way, honestly. And then at the bottom, we just sort of have an assortment of DC things. Just various figures, various lines, little knickknacks, collectibles, that kind of stuff. That's really it. Some Jim Gordons, who doesn't love Jim Gordon? Some Lex Luthors, who doesn't love Lex Luthor? And yeah, like I said, I've got some couple figures from childhood there. It's just DC, that's all it is. Then we have the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures down here. Now, I don't have a lot. I have a shelf's worth, clearly, but I don't have every multiverse figure. There's just too many to collect for me, but there's some great figures here, great designs. I really appreciate the sort of attempt to tackle specific looks from the comics, to adapt artist style and everything. I think they're really neat. And then moving above there, we have the Harley Quinn section. Harley Quinn being a fan favorite of my girlfriend Ray, so we've got a nice little Harley Quinn section with a bunch of various figures, statues even. My girlfriend's a bit more of a statue collector than I am, so if you see statues, that's it's gonna be hers probably. But lots of red, lots of black, as you can see here on the Harley Quinn shelf. That's all I gotta say about that. And of course, you can't have a DC collection in my home without having some sort of unhealthy shrine to Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern. So, if you know, you know. But if you don't, my favorite fictional character is Hal Jordan. I love his attitude. I love his sort of determination. I love the stories with him in it, whether it's John's or the sort of Green Arrow, Green Lantern stuff from Denny O'Neil, Robert Venditti. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff to enjoy from Hal Jordan. And yeah, he's got a lot of collectibles. I mean, there's tons that I don't have that I would love to have. But in terms of a nice little collection to have in my one-bedroom apartment, this is pretty great. I'm fairly happy with what I've been able to accumulate over the past decade of collecting Hal Jordan stuff. Yeah. But DC Direct, Mattel's, Funko Pop, as you saw there, all surrounding the power battery. Like, it's a lot. It really is a lot of different Hal Jordans. And I wouldn't have it any other way. We do have some in-box Hal Jordans here, sort of the black and white Lantern, and then, of course, Parallax. I'm in the camp that there should be more Parallax merch. Make more stuff. Please. Moving away from DC over to the world of Transformers, we've got my favorite Transformer, Starscream. For a character that is so treacherous and evil and serpent-like, many people may be surprised that I like that character. I like characters like Captain America, Superman, those guys, and Starscream is not that in any way. And I love him. I love him so much. I love his color scheme. I love that he transforms into a jet. And I love that he's this kind of, this evil, scheming worm. Like, he's great. And look at all his cool designs. We've got so many different iterations of the character through different cartoons and the movies, and just so much to choose from. Luckily, Starscream is one of those guys that will always be popular. He's one of the sort of OG crew, so I'll never have a drought of Starscream stuff. Then moving on to some of my girlfriend's favorite characters. She is a huge fan of Megatron. She loves Megatron, mainly from like Transformers Animated was where she entered into loving Megatron. And she loves Ratchet. She's a big medical fan, I guess you could say, and there being so many medical characters in the Transformers universe, like, Lifeline, and then IDW had Chromedome as a surgeon. Like, there's a lot to love there. And then she also loves dinosaurs. You're going to see a lot more dinosaurs in this video, I assure you. Then below that, we have sort of the main Autobot crew. So this is just, what we would think of with it being the Autobots. It's the Justice League of Autobots. A lot of different characters here, a lot to like. It's what you'd expect. Optimus Prime, right there in the center, surrounded by not only his sort of brothers in arms, but his friends, his family. Because that's what the Autobots are. It sounds really silly, but they're a colorful crew, and that's cool. Let's move over to the Decepticons, and you'll notice that there is a lot less Decepticons. I just feel like there's not as many iconic Decepticons, and that sort of helps because you'll see here, I have some sort of like weirdos, and Quake is not exactly an iconic Decepticon. Neither is Skytread, so it's like you get more of a leeway to introduce like weirder characters, I feel like, in the Decepticons than you do the Autobots. Like, I've got the Seekers, and I've got like who you'd imagine, but I also have some other weirdos in there. And then I guess going from those Decepticons to their eventual, what would you call that? Like, I don't know. The opposite of ancestors. There's the Beast Wars cast. Yay, the Beast Wars. I'm not a diehard Beast Wars fan, but I like these figures, and I like Beast Wars enough. It's a great series. And these look really cool. I love these guys. I know Dinobot, Maximal and all, but like, he starts off as a Predacon. It works. It's fine. Then on the lowest shelf, we've got some Studio Series figures representing the 1986 movie. Looks good. And then we've got the Shattered Glass collection. This was actually all my girlfriend's. She bought the Ratchet and Optimus 2-pack, and then it went downhill from there. So she's got them all. Congrats, Ray. Here is our media center. I don't know really why I'm showing this off, to be honest. It's here. There's some stuff. RC. Hey, look, here's some DVDs. Oh, yeah. Hey, DVD's too old? Here's some Blu-rays. I put a lot more effort, but at the same time, it's still the same amount of low effort that you could expect from me. Hey, here's some more anime, or just anime in general, more DVDs, but that are anime. Do you like Bleach? My girlfriend loves Bleach. Here's Ichigo. He is a statue. Lord of the Rings behind him. Wow. And then on top here, we just have some Nintendo stuff. So we keep the Switch. Yeah. My girlfriend just bought Pokemon Legends Arceus, whichever one. She likes it. Cool. Up on the mantle above the fireplace, more toys because it's a big empty shelf. What else am I supposed to put there? This is just random. Like, here's Arkham Asylum Batman. And here is me. Hello. With the Iron Giant. Ironically, next to Batman is the Mark Hamill Skeletor from the new Revelations series, or Revelation, I think it's singular. Hot Toys, Infinity War, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. Girlfriend is a big fan of the Winter Soldier. Speaking of another person that my girlfriend's a big fan of, Robert Pattinson. We've got the Flame Toys model kit Rodimus Prime from the IDW series. IDW was like my girlfriend's real, like, boom, she's a hardcore fan of Transformers now. Black Widow. Endgame Black Widow. It's good looking Black Widow. Just a Power Ranger figure. It's Cat. Okay. Hot Toys Revenge of the Sith, Anakin Skywalker. I don't like the movie, but I'm nostalgic for it. And Anakin. So, there you go. This is a blue guy and the Captain America. So, yeah. Here is some more dinosaurs. We've got Grimlock and Slug and another Grimlock and Daniel. And then here we have some Amber Collection Raptors, one from each of the original sort of Jurassic Park film trilogy. So 1, Lost World, and 3. Now let's move over to the Marvel superheroes. I've got a lot of Marvel Legends, guys. This is the X-Men, of course. If you've seen another video on my channel showing off my entire collection of Marvel Legends X-Men figures, you'll recognize these figures. So this is nothing new, but, the X-Men deserve a prominent space. No, I don't have the HasLab Sentinel, but that one's fine. Yeah. There's some X-Men. I hope you like the X-Men, because there's a lot of them. It's various characters, X-Force, X-Factor, got Nightcrawler there, Colossus, who doesn't love this era of X-Men? The Jim Lee, Chris Claremont stuff, it's iconic, it really is iconic, you can't argue. Xavier knows it, he's like, you can't argue. Logan, tell them they can't argue. And Captain America! Captain America is my favorite Marvel character, and I sort of have a goal to own every Marvel Legends Captain America figure they make. And so, here we are. I don't own all of them to date. There's certainly some figures that I don't have. I think mainly like a 1 or 2 Toy Biz figures, that kind of thing. But, as you can see, I have most of them. And that's pretty cool. There's a lot of Captain America figures. Captain America, especially like post-Avengers movie, obviously, he's gonna always have figures. So that kind of puts me in a position where I don't think a year has gone by since I started collecting Marvel Legends in 2014 that I haven't bought a Captain America figure, it feels. So there's a lot to choose, a lot to love, a lot to not love as much. But hey, if it's Steve Rogers, I'm buying it. Great. Here we have Black Widow and the Winter Soldier collection, and various characters that interact with those two. So Ray is a big fan of Natasha Romanoff and the Winter Soldier Bucky Barnes. So here's a collection of various Marvel Legends and other Marvel figures. I think that bulbous looking one is a McDonald's toy. But there's stuff from the movie, obviously, and yeah, I mean, Black Widow is likely another character that's had quite a bit of releases, and it seems like she, with the movie happening, it really amped up her releases as well. So yeah, it's a decent collection for sure, because there's just a good amount of Bucky and Nat merch. Great. Another favorite character of mine is Thanos. You'll notice this shelf is mainly like character specific, but I love Thanos. Thanos is probably my favorite Marvel villain? Probably? Yeah, no, he is. Why did I even have to ask that? He's great. He's a character that I've talked about before, but I think you can do a lot with. If you want him to be like just a powerhouse, like I will destroy everything character, you can. If you want him to be emotional and deep, you can do that too. So I think the movie really did a lot for people and their love of Thanos. So I'm happy that he was so well received, and he's a great guy, and a good friend. Wolverine! Wolverine is another character that my girlfriend really likes, mainly the Laura Kinney X-23 character. However, there's not a lot of that in terms of merch, so Logan is also a favorite of hers, and here's a bunch of Logans. There's a couple Lauras in there, but it's mainly Logans. Logan is a character that will be forever made in every X-Men line ever. You can't escape the Wolverine, and neither can this apartment, because here he is several times. There's Laura. That's nice of her, but hey, it's Wolverine. He's got a bunch of cool costumes. She doesn't buy everything. There was that one Age of Apocalypse one. She didn't buy that. So she has standards in some shape or form. So there's that. Then at the bottom, similar to the DC shelf, here's a random assortment of various Marvel characters. That's really all it is. Yeah, it's just random stuff that I have. If you have any of these weird items, let me know. I mean, they're not all weird. There's some Marvel Legends in there, but like, there's some weird stuff. Now let's get to the bulk of the Marvel Legends collection. We've got the Avengers display, the villains, and of course, Spider-Man. So there's a lot to go through here. Starting off with the space characters with the Guardians of the Galaxy. We got that beautiful 5-pack with some various characters joining them. And then we have sort of blending into like street level, because it's like the Fantastic Four are space characters. They do space stuff all the time. But they're also New York characters, much like characters like Daredevil and Punisher and all of them. So it's like, you like that? You like how that sort of blends from space to New York? I think it's pretty cool. I like it. Patting myself on the back here. But just a bunch of Marvel characters here. You know, I like the idea of just having a nice big Marvel universe, essentially. There are times where I've thought about trimming this down, but at the same time, it's like I like how big and full it feels. I got Spider-Man front and center, as he should be. I love other Marvel characters, like I mentioned. Captain America is my favorite, but Spider-Man is like the guy. Come on. So other Avengers, we got Falcon taking wing back there. There's just so many. You know, I can't sit here and name them all off, because that's just a list video. Like, oh, there's Bucky, and there's Black Widow, and there's Agent Carter, and there's Nick Fury, and the Captain Britain. And that's boring. I'm not going to do that. There's the X-Men. This is sort of a weird collection, because it's meant to be, like, modern compared to the Jim Lee stuff, but nowadays it's sort of just become like a hodgepodge. Anyways, villains. Here is some sort of general Marvel Universe villains. Obviously, we've got Ultron and Loki, and we've got like Abomination and Ironmonger back there. And down below, we have the Dark Avengers. I don't expect anyone to this day and age to still have a Dark Avengers display, but I do. But hey, you know, going from one Norman to another, we have the Spider-Man villains. We've got some sort of more street level, I guess, like gangsters and goons. That new Hammerhead looks really good. I can't wait to replace him. That's the old one there. I'm going to replace it soon. So yeah, there's some there. And then, you know, more flamboyant, more wild Spider-Man characters like the Vulture and Carnage and all of that stuff. More Sinister Six. I'm not saying Rhino or Hydro Man or whoever couldn't be on the Sinister Six. I'm just saying these are a bit more wacky looking guys versus Kingpin and stuff like that. You get what I mean. It still looks cool. It's Spider-Man. Speaking of Spider-Man, here we have the bulk of the Spider-Verse, I guess you could say. Looks good. I'm happy with it. I've got a nice variety of different Spider characters, whether that's Peter Parker himself or other characters that Peter Parker has been interacting with, like Miles, and, you know, there's the Flash Thompson Venom, and Spider-Gwen, and, you know, Spider-Ham 2099. Whole bunch of cool stuff. So, I mean, I like the display. It looks really cool. This Spider-Girl has like a messed up face, and I just never replaced it. But hey, you know, that's just what happens. Here's some Funkos. That's all. Right here is sort of our workspace. We both work from home, my girlfriend and I, and we have these nice little comic book. I don't know what you would call these. They're like little just art pieces. I think they're just like at like places like Hobby Lobby, you know, arts and crafts kind of stores. But they're cool. You know, there's a Marvel one and a DC one. The DC one's weirdly New 52-esque, but my workspace is pretty minimal with my collection. I've got a couple figures here and there, but like I don't have an overabundance of stuff. I've got the new Batman figures from McFarlane. These aren't their home. This is just here because I just got them. Review maybe coming soon. My girlfriend, on the other hand, does have a bit more of an abundance of things on her desk. So, hey, that's our workspace. She can do whatever she wants with it. More power to her. It's not how I have my workspace, but hey, you know, that's her. Here we have Spider-Man and Superman, obviously the two biggest heroes in the universe of their respected universes, I guess. They're just hanging out by the kitchen. And then as we go into the kitchen itself, as you can see, we've got a lot going on here. We've got, you know, big robots and, you know, other superheroes. Top of the fridge, we've got things like the Infinity Gauntlet, some signed DVDs and Blu-rays, Henry Cavill's Superman, Big Henry, he's here. And, yeah, just some other stuff. I've got Robin up there from Batman and Robin. Got a gift from my buddy Frank, if you can't see that there. Some Captain America stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is more so random than anything else. I've got Voltron, because it just kind of goes with the general big robot thing, because if you've got big robots, there's not a lot of good ways to display them. And if you have them up high, at least that way, you know, you can have them where there's a lot of headroom, hopefully. And in the kitchen, the kitchen ceiling is high, and you don't got to worry about it. And that's what I got here. So a lot of vintage. This is all vintage stuff for the Power Rangers. This is all original 90s figures and Megazords. They look good. I won't lie. They're not great looking. They're used. A lot of the figures are used. But like White Ranger, he was fresh out of the box. He looks good. Here's a Morpher. Megaforce Morpher. Signed VHS by a lot of Power Rangers. That's neat. We have Devastator. I was mentioning earlier about how like the Decepticon shelf is pretty bare. That's because all like the iconic ones are like combiners and whatnot. Batman. Oreos. And then a big dinosaur that watches over you while you make food. What time is it? It's Batman time with Robin and Mr. Freeze. And here's some stuff. I don't know. I don't know. What are these? Here's some Invincible figures. These are my girlfriend's figures. She's a big Invincible fan, so she bought these right before the show came out, these old, like, McFarlane ones, and then she's since then bought the Diamond Select ones that we just saw. What is this? Here we have some, just a figure to put on the wall. I don't know. I got this, like, way back in the day, like when this was a new figure to get. Just this Thanos and Adam Warlock 2-pack. I guess we're done there. Batman, Superman, they're way more important than some Marvel Universe figure that was from 2000. We've got these sort of Bruce Timm Justice League figures, various Supermen, all Clark Kent. They look good. We've got the Death of Superman with Superman and Doomsday here. This is from the DC Icons line. Anybody remember those? Those are good figures. Batman, same with Superman. We've got a bunch of different Batmen. Bruce Wayne. Cool. And then we have sort of mirroring, the death of Superman. We have Batman versus Bane from Dark Knight Rises. We're now entering the bedroom, and here we see some of My Hero Academia figures from McFarlane Toys. Then we also have some Ninja Turtles figures. This is one of the many re-releases they did of the classic toys. These are unique because they have the 2012 Nickelodeon Turtles logo on it, but it's the classic boxes. It's weird. I like it. Then hanging above the bed, we have a big cap shield and some more figures. We have Mr. Freeze and Harley Quinn, me and my girlfriend's favorite Batman villains. And then we also have Captain America and Black Widow. Of course, these are, our favorite Marvel characters. This is where I review things. And then right next to that is my girlfriend's Jurassic Park shelf. So up top here, we got a bunch of Funko Pops. We've got Littlefoot, Jurassic Express box, some Transformers cross Jurassic Park thing, and then more figures down here. We've got a lot of like vehicles, character-specific stuff. Yeah, this is, I don't know, it looks cool. It's neat. She's got some exclusives there, some convention exclusives, even though conventions weren't a thing when they were happening, so they're just exclusives. And then we have, these are all park dinosaurs. So the dinosaurs that are on this shelf in particular were all featured in the park films, meaning Jurassic Park, The Lost World Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park 3. So I'm sure all of you dino fans, you Jurassic Park fans, are paying attention to this detail, and you're doing something with the information. To me, they're just cool dinosaur toys. I didn't collect dinosaur toys before my girlfriend moved in with me, so this is a cool thing for me to have in my collection. More dinosaurs. We just have some more characters. There's Ray Arnold. That's Sam Jackson's character, right? He's about to be killed. I'm sorry. And more dinosaurs. Here's just like some odds and ends, some ones that appeared in the World films. There's Baryonyx, I think that's what that's called. And then here's the rappers, whatever they're called, Chris Pratt. I don't remember, one of them's called Delta, right? Just some other dinosaurs. They're just pretty looking toys, that's all. And then sort of like, I guess the villains of the franchise, of each film, there they are. Here's my desk. It's actually where I'm recording right now. Wow. Here's some Sonic the Hedgehog toys. I like Sonic the Hedgehog. You may not know that about me, but I do. And this is mostly Jakks specifics, sort of 2.5-inch line with some 4-inch figures mixed in. I just think some of the more bigger figures, like Eggman, they look more in scale with the smaller figures than they do the 4-inch ones. So that's why I have those there, even though that Omega is pretty big. Here's Mario, next to a signed copy of Super Mario 64. It's signed by Charles Martinet, and then some other Nintendo Mario characters. Here's Samus Aran and Chell from Metroid and Portal, respectively. Here's some Star-Lords. Big fan of the Star-Lord character in the Guardians films. And here is some in-box figures that are hanging above my desk here. Yeah, this is just various figures that I've collected, and I really don't have space or need to take them out of the box. I think they look quite good in box. Some of them, as we can see right here, are signed. This one is signed by Tara Strong, the voice actress, as well as that Harley Quinn is signed by Tara Strong, and then that Daredevil is signed by Charlie Cox. We've got some other Star Wars figures. I don't know. The Shredder. Cool. Here's a Shadow. Shadow's pretty neat. I like Shadow, I guess. There's a Samus Amiibo, a Disney Infinity Captain America, and then Super Mario Odyssey Mario. I wanted an Odyssey Mario because I really like Super Mario Odyssey. And then, hey, going from inbox stuff to another shelf, we have the beginning of the Power Rangers. So here's a bunch of Power Ranger stuff. The top shelf is a bit more miscellaneous. There's some villains up on the top shelf. Ranger keys with the Super Mega Force Morpher. There's the Hasbro Morpher. There's some figures up there. Just a bit more odds and ends. Here's some Zeo, because my girlfriend really likes Zeo. And the previous line, Power Rangers Legacy? What was that line called? Is that what that was called? I don't know. There's Rito. Then here, of course, is the bulk of the Lightning collection, which is the current 6-inch scale line from Hasbro. Which is, I feel like I want to make a video about at some point, because they look really good. Like, look at this. This is all Mighty Morphin. You know, we've got villains, we've got our main Rangers, you know, we've got other versions of the Rangers behind them, Zordon, Alpha, some other bad guys from the comics, and we've got the Tengu Warriors. Like, they look really good. There's just weird inconsistencies about a lot of these figures, but they look good on a shelf. I will admit. I don't know, I might make a video talking about the weird issues with these figures, but here's some more Power Rangers. We've got Time Force, Lost Galaxy, In Space being the second team to be fully completed in my collection. They look good, I won't deny. They're probably one of the better looking teams. And then the evil, what are they called? Psycho Rangers. I don't know why I blanked on that. Phantom Ranger, of course. Zeo, we're one away from completing Zeo, so that's good. Some cogs back there. Like, they're good. They look really good. Look at this Dino Thunder figures. Like, they look nice. SBD, another line that looks really nice. We're one Ranger away from completing that team, so we just need Z. Yellow Ranger, please. There's the A Squad back there, another completed team. So that would be cool to complete SBD sometime soon. And then Dino Charge. Dino Charge has got some cool figures as well. Cool designs. I like those. And then here's some just Beast Morpher stuff. When Beast Morpher started, because it was like Hasbro's first series and everything, I wanted to try to collect everything. And then I kind of realized I didn't need to do that. So here's the Lightning Collection stuff, and then some various basic Beast Morphers figures. Then the final shelf down here is just assorted, I guess, Japanese things, whether it be Rangers or Kirby, some anime stuff. I'll let you guess what my girlfriend likes and what I like. There's a little mix of both, but I'll let you guess whatever you think is, belongs to who. Who's responsible for this shelf? It's a mixture of both. With the Buster Blader? Yeah. All right, well, we knew it was going to be here eventually, right? We have G.I. Joe, starting it off with Cobra Commander. Cobra Commander, another Chris Latta character from back in the 80s. I love Cobra Commander. He's my favorite G.I. Joe character. Love the design, love the voice, love him. And then, of course, if you got to have Cobra Commander, you got to have the team of Cobra. We've got various soldiers and iconic characters, of course. It's filling up pretty quickly, honestly. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's a lot, but I think these figures look great. There's some designs that people think are not retro enough, and as we move into the future, there are now people saying that there are some designs that are too retro. So, I mean, I guess we'll see what the future holds. I'm excited. I really like this line, and I'm excited from what we've seen coming up. I think G.I. Joe is in a really good place right now. And yeah, that's just, I mean, look at these guys. Look at them. They look cool. So there's the Joes themselves. We've got characters like Barbecue and Snake Eyes, and I mean, it's the whole gang that's available right now. I mean, they look good. They look good. We've got upcoming characters like Stalker coming out. We've got rumored characters like Dusty. I don't know why I like Dusty so much, but I really do. Still waiting on like Spirit, and I guess like Storm Shadow is not out yet, but I would like to put him on the Cobra shelf. Like, this is just a solid line. It's one of my favorite lines that I collect right now. It's something where if it comes out, there's a 99.9% chance that I'm going to buy it. And we can see that because we have another shelf dedicated to Classified. We have the Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins figures there. Some more bats, because I didn't know where to put them on the main shelf, so they go down here, I guess. We've got the Pimp Destro with the burning money right next to the color change Zartan that was exclusive to whatever it was. Some other figures like the Timber with the Commando Snake Eyes, and then just recently I reviewed that Sergeant Slaughter. The Action Force Sergeant Slaughter fits in beautifully with the Joes and Roadblock as well. See, you notice that I've had previous shelves where I didn't just sit here and read off every character. But when we got to the Joes, I was like, oh god, I need to tell you guys about these figures. And we have some 3 3/4 inch as well. G.I. Joe, in terms of Real American Hero, started off as 3 3/4 inch, so it's good to sort of pay respects. And then here's some just random stuff that I have. I don't know. Just didn't open it. There's room for more, I guess. And actually, we have one more place to go, and it is the closet. I bet you weren't expecting to go into my closet. Well, here's some Star Wars. Star Wars, just like G.I. Joe, has a lot of its roots in the 3 3/4 inch world. So while I don't collect 3 3/4 inch mainly, I do like to sort of, show my respect for the line, if that makes any sense. And here's just a wonderful random selection of these characters. Good looking stuff. And then, of course, there is the Black Series. Like, the Black Series is the main thing that I collect in terms of Star Wars stuff. I actually don't have a lot of Black Series. Like, to a normal person, a sane person, this looks like a lot. But to Black Series collectors, this is nothing. Because we kind of have some, like, prequel era stuff here. Some bad guys. There's Anakin and Obi-Wan, and Anakin and Obi-Wan, and Anakin and Obi-Wan, and Darth Vader. You guys know him, right? Yeah. And it sort of blends. You see, it blends into original trilogy, where I have barely any original trilogy characters. I would like a Chewbacca and like a 3PO and an R2 at some point, but for now, I'm a child of the late 90s and early 2000s. I can't deny that. I have a nostalgia for stuff like this, so that's why my girlfriend and I have a lot of Clone Wars stuff. She's a big clone fan. We watched Clone Wars together, and she loves the clones, and Bad Batch is, a group of clones. That's why we have them. There's this guy, Cal Kestis is his name, and the Rebels squad. I watched Rebels for like the first time just like a couple years ago, and it was pretty good. It's not Clone Wars good, but it's pretty good. And then this is like specifically Disney. Like I know Clone Wars Season 7 and Bad Batch and stuff like that is also Disney, but like this is all like definitely 100% Disney specific. Yeah, the only sequel trilogy stuff I have is Rey and Kylo. Because my girlfriend and I, we like Rey and Kylo. What can I tell you? That's it. You can't even see what's on this shelf, but there's like Halo and some Batman figures. Here's another shelf. You can see it a little bit better. There's some stuff going on here. I think that Raphael has a cowboy hat on. And here we have the Masters of the Universe Origins collection. Oh my goodness, I did not plan to buy all, like, a huge collection of these, to be honest. I really didn't, but, like, they're so fun looking, and you go to the store and they're there, and it's like, all right, awesome, I'll pick that up. But, you know, Mattel also has wrestling figures, WWE. I don't collect a lot of WWE anymore, mainly because I don't watch WWE. In my opinion, WWE just isn't worth watching anymore. It's kind of lame. But I do have a lot of figures, you know? There's wrestlers that I really like that you can see here. And I collected them for a reason, and I didn't sell them when I could have for a reason. Just because I want them. I like them. They're cool. And I actually, there's a Kane mask. Great. There's more. There's more wrestling stuff. So these are more like, there's like the ones I like and then the ones I love. So this is sort of the wrestlers that I love. These are my all-time favorites in a way. And then my absolute favorite wrestler is Kurt Angle. He's my number one in terms of athleticism, you know, promo ability. It's everything. He's great. And there's some other wrestlers there. Some more Kurt Angle. Yeah, I can never deny WWE in terms of how much I've enjoyed it over the years, but I've sort of moved on to other wrestling things in my life. There's Sergeant Slaughter. And that's AEW. AEW is my favorite wrestling show to watch. It's the only show that I regularly watch. Wednesday night, Dynamite, that's where I'm at. And I don't have a lot of AEW figures, but I hope to get more. And the ones I have, I'm really happy to have. So, there's that. I like AEW. If you're going to watch wrestling, watch AEW. It's just that simple. Here's some plushies. Just cute, soft plushies. They're here. I know there's not really much to add. There's quite a few of them. Yeah, that's about it. Plushies. Is that a horseshoe crab? What kind of person has a plushie of a horseshoe crab? And then here's just a shelf with stuff on it. There's some pops. That's a poster I got for free at a movie theater. It's just on a shelf. Empty shelf. And then a big old thing of accessories. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this look at my collection. Collecting is obviously a huge passion of mine, and I'm lucky enough to be with somebody that also has that passion. It's great to sort of share your collection and build off of each other and do this together, and also do it with the internet and kind of show off. And because it's what this is, it's showing off. You know, I'm sharing with you guys what I have and what I love. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Is look at my toys. Really, that's all it is. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you'd like. Check out some other videos on the channel. I'm at Anthony Lantern on Instagram and Twitter. And I think that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. Take care.